Welcome to Module 6 of the Guru Code. Today we're going to talk about naming and hosting your website. Now, what is hosting? Well, to understand what hosting is and how it works, you need to know a little bit how a website works. The website is really just a bunch of regular files that work together in a certain way, and hosting is just a way to store those files somewhere so that they're accessible on the internet. Just like you can store pictures, videos, audio files like music, and many other kinds of files on your own computer, you can store them on a host too. Think of it just like your computer, only it's able to be, you can access it from the internet instead of having to get on a computer, like actually get on it itself. Now below you're going to find a link to what is, in my estimation, the best hosting I've ever used out there. It's called HostGator. It's one of the cheapest, and yet it is by far the best. So I mean, you can probably go out there and look for other ones, but I recommend HostGator by and far. It's like I said, the kicker is it's also one of the cheapest hosts you can get. $5 a month is all it costs you to have a hosting account on HostGator. You will not find too many that are cheaper than that. I can't think of one offhand that's cheaper than that. Most of them are going to run you $10, $12 a month. Now, a quality host is incredibly important because the better a host is, the more reliable they are to always be connected to the internet. Some of their hosts will have what they call downtime, and downtime is basically where your host, they call it a server, your host or your server is not working, and that means you can't access it on the internet, on the web. Now, HostGator, I have never come across any downtime, any significant downtime. I've never actually come across any downtime at all in my experience with HostGator. They do a better job than I could in explaining how to sign up. So I'll just tell you to make sure you follow their instructions in each step. I would start filling out some of the application to sign up for an account there, the hosting account there. Keep going a little bit further, because I also think it would be a good idea for you to go through the process I'm going to be describing just here in a minute or so. It's best to sign up. It's going to be signing up for a domain name, and it's good to do that together because they eventually have to be linked. So it's good to have both of them signed up at the same time so you can link one to another as you're going along. Right, now, picking a name for your website. This is really important because it's what people are going to see when they go to, or it's what people are going to see that's going to bring them to your site, and it's how they're going to initially judge what your site is about. A name, which is technically called an address or a URL or a domain, can be chosen from a domain name registrar, and I provided a link to 2 domain name registrars below. One's called Namecheap. They're my favorite, but I understand a lot of people don't know who they are. So I put GoDaddy down there as well. Everybody knows who GoDaddy is, so they're actually a domain name registrar as well. And if we're going to be, we've been using this example of the Stop Smoking website that I've just sort of been creating. And if we were going to use that example, since the site is about helping people quit smoking, it would be in my best interest. It would be best if I was to choose a domain or an address or a URL or whatever that has something to do with smoking, or specifically not smoking. An example, like I gave a couple examples there, helpingyouquitsmoking.info or settingyouFreeFromCigarettes.com. It wouldn't make sense for me to put something